Welcome to Charleston, Illinois for the 1997 Illinois High School Association Girls State Track and Field Championships. Hello everyone, I'm Ann Penstone, and it's a real pleasure to bring you the silver anniversary of this event. And a woman who knows a lot about silver, a two-time Olympic silver medalist and five-time Olympian, Willie White. Willie, it's a pleasure to have you with us here today. 25 years of girls track.
Yes, 25 years of Illinois State Girls Championships. This is also the anniversary of Title IX. Within the 25 years of the Illinois Girls State High School Championships, 4 of our Illinois high school champions have gone on to become world, international, and Olympic champions, namely Jackie Joyner-Kersee, Pam Page, Diane Williams, and Rosalind Bryant. The noted of them all is Jackie Joyner, who is from East St. Louis and who is a world record holder, winner of 3 gold medals, 2 silver medals, and 1 bronze.
That's quite a lineup that we've had, and who knows who will come out of the pack today to be a future Olympian. Also working with us today is Mark Pinsky. Let's go to Mark now for a report.
All right, Ann, thanks. I'll have all the field event covered today, including the long jump, the triple jump, and the high jump, plus the shot put and the discus. Now, some key people to watch today in terms of AA. In the discus, Doré Di Bartolo from Aurora Rosary. In the shot put, Julie Sorrentino out of McChesney Park, Harlem. Also in the triple jump, great name, Bianca Rocket from Kankakee. In Class A, people to watch today, the shot put and discus. How about Jennifer Brown from St. Joseph Ogden? Also in the long jump, Gina Miller out of Warrensburg Latham. And in the triple jump, Amber Lewis from Gillespie. She was one of 3 to set a new record yesterday. So record should fall today. That's it for now. We'll talk to you down the road when we have all the field event coverage. For now, let's go back to Ann and Willie.
Thanks a lot, Mark. And on the field today, we're going to have all kinds of incredible performances. Yesterday's prelims don't mean anything. Lots of personal records. They will stand for records for the state if it counts, but everything counts today. In that A competition, we have a 3-team race. We've got Muhammad Seymour, Providence, St. Mellon, Herscher, all vying for that state trophy.
I think it's going to come down to field events and relays, and it's a toss-up. But I do believe for the first time that in the state history it's going to be based upon field events.
Well, we'll see. Some of the sprinters that we're going to see, Kristen Owens of Downs Tri-Valley, Alex Zocker, and Nyasha Scott, who's running 2 individual and 2 relay events for her team. In AA, we've got a toss-up. Defending champion Morgan Park would like to repeat. They had some trouble with some handoffs yesterday, as did Evanston, 2 of the top teams. And look for Hinsdale Central, a relative newcomer to the state competition.
Here again, because of all of the dropping of the batons yesterday, I still believe that the field events and the relays are going to play a tremendous role in winning. Yesterday, everyone was nervous, and they were dropping batons all over the place. And they're still nervous today. Hopefully, they'll be a little cautious. But that team that places 1, 2, or 3 in the field events are going to be the one that's going to pull it off this year.
Well, for team points, Tamika McFarland from Evanston Township is going to be a key performer in the hurdles for her team and team points. But the young lady everybody's looking at, Chiquita Jones, trying to be the first performer in Illinois state history to win both the 100 and the 200 4 straight years. We can't wait to see it. All the action will be coming up right after this. Let's go. Gorgeous O'Brien Stadium at Eastern Illinois University, where right now we have sunny skies. We may have some rain later in the day, but right now it is beautiful for the start of our meet. Partly cloudy, you see, at 83, and afternoon showers we hope will hold off till this meet is completed. Our first event of the day, and the competitors are on the field, is the 800-meter medley in Class A. Here's your lanes. Herscher in 1, Newton in 2, Gillespie 3, Burlington Central in 4, and Robinson in 5. There are 9 lanes in the track. Here's the rest. Richmond Burton in 6, Buda, Bureau Valley in 7, Chester in 8, and Nashville on the outside in 9. The first event of the day, as we mentioned, is the medley. We will be running the Class A and the AA's following throughout the day on each event. A's will be first, and you see the starter, Mary O'Brien, has pulled them out as we rate this event. double checking a few things. And Willie, this event is probably one of the most exciting to start off for me.
This is an exciting event because the first two legs are sprints, which are the 200 meters. But what's interesting, Burlington Central is the defending champions, and they're coming in here with three teams ahead of them. Herscher in lane 1, Newton in lane 2, Gillespie in lane 3. They all times are faster, so this is going to be an exciting race, and I think it's going to be decided by the first two legs.
That's interesting because, as often has happened, the team that leads coming in with the last leg being a 400 don't know what kind of strength they have in the 400-meter runners. But as you say, the passes were crucial yesterday, and I'm sure will be a huge factor today.
All the girls that they had here last year from Burlington Central, they're all four back. So that makes a difference there.
Well, a little pressure, too. There's both excitement because I've been
right.
here and pressure. As you see the inset, that's Mary O'Brien, who has been here every year of the 25 years of this meet and will be the Class A starter. It is so nerve-wracking to be the first event of the day and to set not only yourself but your team off well if you're contending for a state trophy. And where they called to your marks. Again, watch lanes 4, 5, and 6 in the middle of the field. It's Robinson, Richmond, Burton, and Chester. The record in this event is 148.8, held by Peoria Bergen. And it's a clean start. That's the way we want it to be as this race goes on.
Clean start.
Lane 3, Gillespie.
In the middle.
Also lane
Gillespie.
6, Richmond Burton.
Gillespie, good pass, good baton pass.
Moving well, the second 100 runner in the field. Now moving is Burlington Central out of lane 4. The passes are crucial here, and it is good.
Burlington Central, a good baton pass. This is where the change is going to be made.
Burlington Central on the
Moving.
inside.
Burlington Central in blue in the middle of the track. On the inside, Herscher.
Herscher is running well.
That's Herscher in lane 1.
Herscher is fighting.
Herscher and Burlington Central.
Herscher will pass off first, giving them much-needed team points. They're off.
Good baton pass between Herscher and Burlington Central.
Following in third is Newton.
Herscher's running strong.
With the baton and the lead for Herscher.
Burlington Central right up in the shoulder, trying to make a move.
Burlington Central. That's Newton.
Herscher, Burlington Central, Newton are your 1, 2, 3.
Into the last 200 to the north for
Burlington Central is going to help her team. She needs to make a move now, but Herscher's not going to allow that opportunity.
One curve and the straightaway to go. Herscher still leads. Newton moving on the outside. Also, here comes Burlington Central.
Central. This is determination.
Burlington Central, Newton and Gillespie for a state championship, and it is Burlington Central.
Came back.
Carissa Wallace, their outstanding hurdler, who you're going to see later today running that anchor leg of the 800 medley relay, unofficially 148.86. Burlington Central, Class A champs.
Burlington Central is out front. Strong runner and a determined runner. That's what it takes to be a winner.
She took that lead coming off the turn into the final straightaway to win the championship for her team. Next event will be the AA 800-meter medley relay. As you look at the champs,
Now in position is the field in Class AA. Call for the 3,200-meter relays. Call for the 3,200-meter relays to the 10. Let's meet the field in AA.
in AA, it's Morgan Park in search of a repeat championship. Their fourth in a row is what they're going for. Into the Vikings of Home and Flossmoor. Shepherd from Palos Heights in 3. Evanston Township vying for Morgan Park. Crucial team points in this race. Lincoln's East St. Louis in lane 5.
Palos Heights.
Cahokia in 6, Glenbard South out of Glen Ellen in 7, Springfield Southeast in 8, and Champaign Centennial, the Chargers, who had an outstanding prelim day, in 9. the double 800-meter medley. As you look at the outside lanes of the track, starter Jill Holmes has positioned them, and they are ready to go. As we mentioned, Morgan Park will be on the inside, Evanston in lane 3. Yesterday, both of them disappointed in losing one of their relays, so this relay will be crucial in regards to team points for both of them. It's an outstanding field. This event requires diversity because you've got to have sprinters and the slightly, well, we have an argument about whether the 400 is a sprint. The sprinters say it's a long distance.
It's a sprint. The 400 is a sprint. But here again, the key to winning this relay is going to be baton passes.
Good clean start. Moving well, Evanston with a quick leap off the start, moving extremely well out of lane 3. They've changed to their orange uniforms for the finals today. And you'll see the staggers being made up. East St. Louis Lincoln in the middle of the field also looks good, but Evanston also moving now is moving Morgan Park in lane 1, and they exchange even with East St. Louis, as well as Evanston. Morgan Park and Evanston have each other in their sights coming around the turn.
Race.
Morgan Park and Evanston even coming into their final runner. This is the way it's supposed to be decided. Do it on the track. Head to head. Even. Oh!
Bad baton pass with Evanston.
That gives Morgan Park the lead. Catch me if you can. Number 1, Morgan Park. Number 2, Evanston. Number 3, East St. Louis Lincoln. 1, 2, and 3.
Morgan Park is going to be hard to beat.
She is cruising down the back stretch.
I think they're trying to make up for yesterday because they dropped some baton passes yesterday. They want to make certain that they start the day off right, and they are indeed starting the day off right.
This is Heather Smith, a senior, making her last draw here at the state tournament, and seniors will not be denied. She has not only taken but extended this lead as the rest of the field is coming back on Evanston. Homewood Flossmoor moving on the outside, wanting second, and has it. It is going to be Morgan Park for the state championship, followed by Homewood Flossmoor and Springfield Southeast coming back in an awesome finish to this event.
Morgan Park is your winner. But the race was between second and third. The race was between second and third. Homewood Flossmoor came out of nowhere to pick up Evanston.
An outstanding race, and in fact, unofficially very close to a state record. We are using fully automatic timing, so we will have to wait to see whether or not that in fact might have been a state mark.
You know, most races are won and lost in the last 50 yards, the last 20 yards in this case.
Well, it certainly was the case in this one, and we are ready for the longer relay of the day, the 3,200-meter relay. And we'll go to Class A first. In 1-1, of course, they're in alleys, 3 teams to a 2-lane space. 1-1 is Byron, 1-2 is Pittsfield, 1-3 is Timothy Christian from Elmhurst. Then in 2-1, we have Rushville, Herscher in 2-2s, Pius Southwestern in 2-3. Then in the alley 3-1 is Carlinville, 3-2 is St. Teresa, who had a good day yesterday out of Decatur. 3-3 is Watseka. In 4-1, Stanford Olympia, an outstanding prelims and looking to go today. Sandwich in 4-2 and Havana in 4-3. That's your field for the Class A 3,200-meter relay. Here you look at the Byron Tigers seated first in this. Next to the Pittsfield Salkies, we're going from the inside of the track across. The first team in each of the alleys is the top seed. You see Rushville, who's seated second. Herscher looking for team points. Pius saw there, the Birds. Carlinville seated third, coming out of the prelims. St. Teresa out of Decatur. Watseka. Stanford Olympia, there with Olympia on the uniform, is seated fourth. Sandwich and Havana, the Lady Ducks of Havana, from inside to out. Each runner running an 800-meter run. And heat will be a factor because the kids have not had heat in their training this year.
It makes a difference in the time. When you start looking at the national times and the times of our girls, you have to take into consideration that most of the national times are California athletes. And here we have not had, except down in southern Illinois, and still we have a lot of rain.
Well, we're off in this and quickly moving. Byron to the inside. Rushville also getting a good start out of the alley. They go around the curve, and then at the curve they can cut in, and everybody runs to lane 1. So they're looking to see who takes the early lead and who wants to play follower. And it looks to be Stanford Olympia taking the early lead, followed by St. Teresa, and then Rushville. That's 1, 2, 3 on this first lap. Stanford Olympia playing Catch Me If You Can. Strategy, burn it out early, see if you can keep up. There's Stanford Olympia at the head, and now moving Carlinville, moving within catching distance. Still St. Teresa in third. 4 runners, each running at 800, total of 3,200 meters. Lots of jockeying goes on during these events on all of the laps, and Carlinville making an early move here as the young lady from Stanford Olympia seems to be wavering a bit, and Herscher is moving into third. So now after 1 lap, it's Carlinville, Stanford Olympia, and Herscher going 1, 2, and 3 in the Class A 3,200 meter relay. Now for a report from the shot put, let's go to Mark Pinsky.
The Class A shot put saw 3 girls break the 40-foot barrier. Brittany Wilson of Tuscola, a senior, showed good form and threw the shot 40 feet, 8.5 inches. Wilson would finish third. Second place went to junior Jody Ottersberg from Gillespie. Her best throw was less than 2 feet off the winner. Ottersberg takes second place in the shot put with a throw of 42 feet, ½ inch. And the winner in the Class A shot put is Jennifer Brown, a senior from St. Joseph Ogden. Brown's best throw of 44 feet, 2¼ inches. Jennifer Brown, a multi-sport athlete, says, "This is easy."
I usually don't put much into it during the year because I play other sports. So it's usually I just throw a lot during that season to get me going.
What makes you so good at this?
I don't know. I just work really hard to accomplish what I want, and that's how I usually get there.
Jennifer Brown did get there. She takes first. Jody Ottersberg comes in second, and Brittany Wilson takes third. Meanwhile, in the AA shot put, 8 of the 12 finalists showed tremendous power with throws over 40 feet. Fifth place went to Doré DeBartolo from Rosary. Her throw 40 feet, 7½ inches. Natasha Rogers, a senior from Aurora at the Illinois Math and Science Academy, comes in fourth. Karen Poliquin from Warren in Gurnee was seated 11th, but she takes third, saving her best effort for states. Heidi Quast, the senior from Elk Grove High School, takes second with a throw of 43 feet, 6¼ inches. For Heidi, it's been a wonderful weekend.
I'm a very, happy person. I like to go, be like, oh, how you doing, That's how I kind of look at things. And then you go off and you throw.
The best throw of the day was turned in by Julie Sorrentino from Harlem High School in McChesney Park. She wins by 7 inches with a throw of 44 feet, 1 inch.
Well, I wanted to hit at least a 45, but if the 44-1 pulled through, so I'm happy with that.
What are you gonna do with your medal?
Hang it on my wall with all the other ones, right next to the other gold medal.
Sorrentino takes the gold, Quast comes in second, and Karen Poliquin from Warren comes in third. Now back to Ann and Willie.
When we left, it was Carlinville in a romp, and now you see the leaders as we enter with 1 lap to go coming up on the straightaway. It is Byron, Rushville, Sandwich, and Piasaw.
Being challenged by Carlinville. The third leg made the determination. When we first started out, Carlinville was in first place, and it has changed hands 3 times. The third leg made the determination, and now on the last leg, Byron has made a move, but I tell you who's giving her a fight, and that is Rushville. And I think it's going to be between Rushville for first and second, and Pius is coming up on Sandwich. This is going to be an interesting race.
It is. Byron and Rushville running side by side. Rushville running the longer distance with a shorter runner on the outside. Just a little over 200 meters to go. Piasaw has moved into third, passing Sandwich. Carlinville in fifth. There you have it. There's 200 meters to a gold.
The determination of the winner of this race is going to be the person who picks it up now on the turn of the last 100 yards, maintain their form. The person who loses the form is going to be the one to lose the race. So this is what's important now. If she maintains, Rushville is maintaining her form. Byron is coming back. The person who maintains a level head. Rushville is still fighting. Byron!
The winner unofficially is Byron in an outstanding duel between Rushville and a great race of Wills.
When you're running a race and you're coming in this close, what is important is to maintain your form. Races are won the last 25 yards. When you have two athletes, as the Byron athlete and the Rushville, the athlete who maintains a form and maintains a level head is going to be the athlete to win. As you can see, Byron is maintaining her form. Rushville is fighting. She's maintaining her form. She's focused. Byron is your winner.
Not without the challenge for Rushville. Outstanding race as you look at a happy state champion from Byron. The Tigers, 3,200-meter relay Class A champs, and the smile befitting the champion. Now the double A, same event. This record in the 3,200-meter relay is held by Palatine High School, 9:14:47, and this year's field features defending champ LaGrange, Lyons Township, but in alley 1-1 is York of Elmhurst, Glenbard North, Carroll Stream, Schaumburg, that's alley 1. In alley 2, Lyons, Oak Park, River Forest, and Hinsdale Central. In alley 3, record holder Palatine along with Danville, and in alley 4, Sandburg, Hinsdale South, and Wheaton North. These teams traditionally, as they are this year, are the outstanding cross-country teams in the state. The heat is a factor, as we mentioned before. It is 80 degrees. It hasn't been that warm in the state, certainly not up north where most of these teams are from, and may play a part. As you saw in the Class A race, people go out very hard and only to succumb to the heat as they finished.
They've had 2 good days in the sun, so that's going to hurt tremendously, yes.
What a beautiful day today. As you can see it today, the crowd out here, always a knowledgeable, outstanding crowd. Of course, it's a silver anniversary crowd. 25 years, the third sport in IHSA this year to celebrate its silver anniversary. The first was tennis, followed by bowling, and now we're celebrating track and fields, silver anniversary. And the crowd is packed, befitting the day and the events that have gone on today. The largest field in the history. It makes sense that it would happen today. The officials today's events, as you see the white hat people working down there, they all donate their time so that this event can take place. Pay their own way down, pay for their hotels and lodging and meals, and it is a commitment that so many people in the state have made to help young people pursue their dreams on this track today. And we thank them for that on behalf of the IHSA and all of you viewers who have enjoyed the events for 25 years. And reminding you that I'm Ann Penson along with Willie White, 5-time Olympian, and Willie is probably bringing back some memories of your competitive days as you watch these girls out on the track.
Oh, yes. Only in my mind.
But in our minds, we're all really still fast and still good, right?
You know, I look at these athletes and I say, my God, how do they do this? And I did it for 30 years.
They do it because they love it. It's the
Yes.
same reason you still get so excited about it. It never leaves. And just the feeling that I hear in your voice as you talk about these events, and I've talked with you for 2 days about this, makes me remember how much a memory that these girls are creating today for a lifetime.
Once upon a time.
There you see Jill Holmes, the starter for the AA events, getting ready to send these girls off. This will be back and forth. Again, the number 1 seed out of the prelims is York of Elmhurst. They will be in alley 1, position 1. However, remember in the prelims, you can put any 4 runners that you want into the race just to get you into the finals. And there's so much chess match playing by coaches to figure out where to put the kids to ensure them the best individual chances for events as well as team points. So it could be a totally new set of runners running today in the relays. And the gun is up. And it is Elmhurst versus York in the gold over green, the Dukes. And running well is LaGrange, Lyons Township, as well as Palatine are the record holders in this event. They're in white over red. And Orland Park Sandburg, the Eagles on the outside. Moving very evenly off the turn, and quickly Oak Park River Forest takes the lead. The Huskies in orange over blue, followed by Palatine. And then a whole lot of people moving, but Lyons trying to maintain on the outside and maintain contact with the leaders. Very likely that this pack will stay fairly tight of 5 or 6 teams throughout the race, maybe more. Oak Park River Forest, Palatine, Wheaton North, and York. Wheaton North in third, Oak Park leading, Palatine in second. Right now it's the Huskies leading this race, Palatine and Wheaton North after 1. And while they're off on the rest of their trek, let's see what Mark Pinsky has in the discus for us. Mark?
In the Class A discus, two-time defending champion Jennifer Brown came in as the overwhelming favorite. Brown, a senior from St. Joseph Ogden, won by nearly 18 feet. Her best effort today came on her third throw. The discus would travel 144 feet. Her third discus win as Brown lived up to all the expectations.
I just feel like I have to not so much live up to other people's expectations, but I had to live up to my own. And winning it twice, you always want to come back and win again. And I mean, it feels good, but now I'm just ready to go to the next step at the college level.
Second place went to Amanda Nearing from Hinckley Big Rock. Amanda and everybody else knew that Jennifer Brown was the person to beat in the discus.
I assumed she was the one to beat because she won last year and I think the year before. And I didn't know if she was beatable or not because my farthest isn't that far compared to her. But if she had a bad day, I knew anybody could be beatable.
So Amanda Nearing takes second place. Her best throw came in the prelims. Brittany Wilson of Tuscola finishes third with an effort of 125 feet 8 inches. Beth Louderman, a senior from Girard, ends her discus career by coming in fourth place.
Last year I came and I didn't go to the finals. And then this year I did pretty good. I did a PR, so it's pretty good.
Fifth place goes to Lonnie Gateke of Dakota. Only a sophomore, she'll be back next year. So again, your Class A discus results: Gateke fifth, Louderman fourth, Wilson third, Nearing second, and for the third straight time, Jennifer Brown is the champion. As expected in the AA discus, Doré DeBartolo from Rosary High School, your winner, and she leaves here in the record books. DeBartolo needed a throw of 151 feet 3 inches to break the IHSA record. And on her second effort of the day, the junior from Aurora Rosary let it fly. The disc would travel 155 feet 5 inches, breaking the record by more than 4 feet.
I've been wanting to do it all weekend, but I knew I could do it. I've done it before, at sectionals I threw 161.5, and I knew I could do it. And there's just something about state, all the hype, all the media. It's just really tough to pull through at the state meet, but I finally shook it all off and got the record.
Walk me through that record throw.
Well, the throw before that, it looked to me like she wasn't getting enough off her fingers, and I think plus she was also going straighter. And I think she just, got the arm and followed through real good, and it took off really nice. And then the few before that were starting to tail off, but that one just sailed and kept on going. It was nice.
Rebecca Kohler from Bolingbrook also had a nice weekend. Her best toss of 133 feet 1 inch is good for second place. And Morris's Adrian Leshevsky, only a freshman, takes third. So your top three in the discus: DeBartolo, Kohler, and Leshevsky. Now back to Ann.
Well, the lead of the race, that actually is the second runner because York is so far out ahead and the race is for second. The Dukes of York are way out ahead around the curve, but that was Glenn North in second, followed by Lyons Township. Danville making a move, followed by Palatine and Naperville Central. As you look at the field, you can't even see the leader. She's so far out in front.
The race was determined with the second handoff leg. York started out. They took over, and Glenbard North came in, but Glenbard North is being challenged now for second place.
As you look at the Dukes runner way out in front, will get the state championship, barring a horrible turn of events. But for second, down to the 200-meter mark, it is Lyons challenging Glenbard North for second. And we have a good duel going on the curve as the Dukes of York bring it home in the home stretch. And right behind him, you'll see coming in your picture around the curve, the duel for second. Lyons will be in white over blue.
Here again, we have another tight race. The athlete who holds her form is going to be the athlete who gets second. Glenbard North is fighting. Glenbard North.
Glenbard North beats and holds off the challenge of Lyons Township to win second place. As you look at a happy Duke from York High School in Elmhurst. Unofficially that time, 9:19.64. Here's your race for second.
Here again, the fourth leg, Lyons made a strong bid for second, but Glenbard North held them off.
So your 3,200-meter relay champs are the Dukes of York from Elmhurst. Coming up next, the 400-meter relay and the 3,200-meter run.
Next up is the 400-meter relay. The 400-meter relay.
The 400-meter relay, Class A, will be our next event, and this is all about handoffs. In lane 1, the Rockets of Rochester, the Monticello Sages in 2, Newton Eagles in 3, Mahomet Seymour, their last year in Class A, in 4, Providence St. Mel, who's had outstanding sprinters throughout the weekend, in 5. And the outside, 6 is Wilmington, Herscher in 7, Spring Valley Hall in 8, and Belleville Altoff in 9. And Willie, it's all about handoffs.
All about hands-off.
Finishing in 7th place, the team from Chester.
Got to have the speed, but yesterday the handoffs were the crucial thing, and a lot of the kids talked about their personal records. As you look at the beautiful new track, it's only the second year that we've had this track at O'Brien Stadium, beautiful blue. They changed the color, looks great. The day is gorgeous, and we're just a few minutes away from this race. So let's remind you that the broadcast rights for the Illinois High School Association Girls Track and Field Championships have been granted to Sports Channel by the Illinois High School Association. Any reproduction or rebroadcast of this event without the express written consent of Sports Channel and the IHSA is prohibited. At the little barn that you saw just briefly before you look at Mary O'Brien, the Class A starter, that's where the FAT times are read, the fully automatic timing. And what that is a photo finish that is down to the thousandth of a second. That is an incredible piece of improved hardware that is made, calling this race for the officials a dream. It is really wonderful accuracy. There is that shed where all of it takes place. They see it on a movie camera, the finishes, and are able to see it at a thousandth of a second and determine the winners. And they do a fantastic job with Lynn Andrak and Rita Reed and Sherry Wilcox down there doing that job, along with all the officials who have been here for so many years. There's the camera that tells the story. It's attached by electronics to the starter's gun and sets off electronic impulse and immediately starts the timers on the camera. It's fabulous.
You know, and when running the relay, she was stating how nervous the girls were. This is a relay where they are really, really nervous because it's a short race. You only have 100 meters. And you really don't have time to make mistakes, whereas in the other relays, you can make a mistake and you can pick it up. Now, what the coaches told the athletes is to remain calm and make certain that you get good, clean handoffs. They want daylight in between the handoffs. If you can get daylight in between the handoffs, those are good handoffs. This race here is going to be won by good, clean, daylight handoffs.
Willie, what about lanes? There's a lot of talk about which lanes are appropriate. We know that the seeded teams are the best in the 4, 5, and 6, but does that make that big a difference?
It doesn't make a difference because all the lanes are the same width. This myth started back when we were running on dirt tracks. And when we ran on dirt tracks, everyone ran on lane 1s and 2s, so those tracks were chewed up. But now that all the surfaces are the same, it doesn't matter. It's just a head game. But all the lanes are the same distance and the same width.
What about teams? Are there teams that would prefer to run ahead and teams that would prefer to go play catch up and go chase?
There are some athletes. When I was running, I loved to be on top because it was catch me if you can. I was a rabbit. And then you dictate the races of the people behind you, whereas when you're in lane 1, that means that you have to pick them off one at a time, just a little bit at a time, just a little bit at a time. When you're running in lane 1s and 2, this is what you're saying about the athletes up ahead of you. I'm going to pick them up just a little bit at a time, just a little bit at a time, because if you go out too fast, you tighten up. Because all you can see are all those athletes strung out in front of you, whereas when you're up on top of the turn, the rabbit, catch me if you can. I prefer lane 9.
Well, in that case, Belleville Althoff is in your favorite spot. Look for the middle of the track, probably in this race. Muhammad Seymour in all orange. Chicago Providence St. Mel in gold over purple. And in light blue, Wilmington with a white stripe down the side. Mary O'Brien has called him to the start. Gun is up. Clean start. Everybody runs. This is the 4x100. And Providence St. Mel in lane 5 with the early lead.
Providence St. Mel. Good baton pass. Providence St. Mel, good baton pass. Being challenged by Muhammad Seymour.
Providence St. Mel has Wilmington right on the outside of them with an excellent exchange, and we're coming in around the curve to the final runner.
This is Providence St. Mel's slowest runner here that's running third leg. Oh, upset, baton pass.
Muhammad Seymour. Hersher on the outside. Vying for the championship. Hersher and Muhammad Seymour with Wilmington moving on the inside. It's Guts Hersher. Hersher with the title unofficially, and a big hug for Wilmington. Look at the smile. What a leg.
Baton pass is key here. As you can see, Merrimont Seymour was leading. St. Mel's had a bad handoff. Hersher had a good handoff and a very strong runner. The anchor is a very strong runner. Very determined. She's shocked to be up there. She said, I am not going to lose this race. There you go.
Fabulous, fabulous exchange and finish, and there you see the result of that effort. Hersher, your 400-meter relay champs for Class A. Now you're Double A. The defending champs, Morgan Park, they're here in this event, and they would love to repeat, not only for this event, but also for the state title. In lane 1 will be Hinsdale Central, had a great meet and would like to continue. Crete Money in 2, East St. Louis Lincoln, the Tigerettes in 3. There's Morgan Park, the Mustangs in 4, and Oak Park River Forest in 5. On the outside in 6 is the Hillside Proviso West, Kankakee in 7, the Chargers of Champaign Centennial in 8, and Bloom Township out of Chicago Heights out there in Willie's favorite lane in 9. One of the most exciting events of the day, the 4x100. For the fastest young women on your team, you put them in a handoff and see who finishes one lap of the track first. And you saw the Class A. Jill Holmes is ready to start. Class AA. Watch the middle of the field. Morgan Park, Oak Park River Forest, and Proviso West. And they're off. Starts have all been clean so far, and moving very quickly in lane 4 is Morgan Park.
Morgan Park is on the move.
Kankakee also moving very well.
Good baton pass.
Kankakee
is out there. Morgan Park.
Here comes Morgan Park. Wide open.
Good baton pass.
Kankakee and Morgan Park now moving well is Oak Park River Forest in lane 5 on the heels of Morgan Park.
Bad baton pass for Morgan Park.
Kankakee near us. Morgan Park in white. It's a duel. Kankakee, Morgan Park. having a great finish. Kankakee said, catch me if you can, and Morgan Park may have done so.
This is a race of desperation here. Coming out of the turn, Kankakee is leading. Morgan Park had a very bad baton pass on the fourth leg. But the defending champion says, not today, not today. We messed up yesterday. We cannot afford to mess up today. Oh, please, please. This young lady is running with all of her heart. And she's going to win with a lead. If I cannot beat you outrunning you, I am going to outlean you. That is what you call determination and desperation. Morgan Park, defending champions. 400-meter relay.
And they repeat. There you have the 400. And our next event will be the longest event of the day, will be the 3,200-meter run. And we will be doing Class A. Defending champ Heidi Knapp from Eureka in 1-1. Also with her in the same alley, Corey Boehm of Rushville, Stephanie Mullen of Girard, and Brittany Bergstrand of Pittsfield. In alley 2, Rebecca Bryan of Carlinville, Crystal McAdam of Warrensburg-Latham, Amanda Essery of Havana, Carrie McCarthy of Decatur St. Teresa. That's alley 2. Alley 2, Jeannie LaCasey from Kankakee McNamara, Becky Greenfield of Westmont, Lindsay Newland of Georgetown Ridge Farm, and Becky Gronendahl of Chicago Christian. Also Amy Roberts of St. Joe Ogden. Then in alley 4, Anna Bloom, Chicago University, Lee Vickroy from Porta High School in Petersburg, Bethany Clockengay from Delavan, Misty Mangus of Pecatonica, Leanne Lomax also of Georgetown Ridge Farm, and Mary LeBrac, who had a wonderful race yesterday out of Woodstock, Marion. And there you see the field for the Class A 3,200-meter run. This is the only time this event is run. They do not run a prelim, so this is for all the marbles. A lot of decisions about whether to double with the 1,600. Some of the kids have also doubled with the 800. And they're getting a chance to stretch out. They've been held at the waiting mark for a little while as they awaited awards. They're doing a little pull-ups and doing a little sprints to get their cardiovascular system going. The defending champion, Heidi Knapp from Eureka, there you see number 311 with her back turned to you as she stretches out her neck. That is your defending champ. She is trying to repeat. She is a sophomore, an outstanding young lady, and she is the one to beat.
3,200 meters, 8 laps around the track. Each athlete will run 8 laps.
They have to stay in their alleys. That's a 2-lane width area as Heidi Knapp runs very quickly from the inside, establishing a pace, and she will probably go into the lead as everyone filters down waterfall style towards the lane 1, and from the outside is Mary Catherine LeBrac. Mary Catherine LeBrac from Woodstock, Marion. Yesterday was some part of a surprise being a freshman, and in the 1,600 ran an incredible race yesterday, and we'll see her later if she does decide to double. That is no fluke. She's an outstanding young runner, and right now leading the race over Heidi Knapp.
Jody Rendon in the hole.
Mary Catherine LeBrac from Woodstock, Marion leads Heidi Knapp in this first lap of 8 in the Class A 3,200-meter run. A long duel on a sunny track with 80 degrees, and the rest of the field behind them as they begin to string out. But it's Mary Catherine LeBrac after 1. And let's go to Mark with a report on the triple jump.
In the Class A triple jump, the wind was a factor, and the top 5 finishers all had their best efforts in the prelims. April Kirkendall, a junior from Benton, came in 5th place. She jumps 35 feet 3 inches. Valerie Hack, a sophomore from Lewiston, comes in 4th. Marissa Bashu from Hoopston wound up 3rd with a leap of 36.5. Sarah Bobson from Muhammad Seymour captures 2nd place. Van Gillespie senior Amber Lewis takes the Class A triple jump. Lewis wins by just 2.5 inches. She jumps 36.8. And after the win, Amber told me she was surprised.
Because I jumped over, my best was 35.5 and I jumped to 36.8. So that's a big difference.
The adrenaline apparently was flowing today.
Yeah, because I was one of the first jumpers in my flight.
So when you go home, you're going to be a celebrity.
Yeah, I get a sign.
They're going to make a sign for you?
Yeah, we get a sign since we're such a small town.
So here's your top 3 in the Class A triple jump. Amber Lewis takes first, and then it's Sarah Bobson and Marissa Bashew. In the double A triple jump, Bianca needs no nickname. The senior from Kankakee, Bianca Rocket, jumped 39 feet 3.5 inches. Not quite a state record, but Rocket still takes the gold as she combined great speed with her tremendous athletic ability. Plus, she was focused.
You got to be focused because it takes a lot. People think it's kind of crazy because it's 3 different steps, but you got to work on all your phases and stuff, like the hop, the step, and the jump.
Nicole Whitman from Hinsdale South was just 4 inches off the pace. Evanston junior LaShawn Kennedy finishes 3rd with a jump of 38 feet. Catherine Ross from Rich Central High School winds up 4th. And Michelle Johnson of Oak Park River Forest also lands in the top 5. So again, it's Rocket, followed by Whitman, Kennedy, Ross, and Johnson. Now back to Ann.
And Heidi Knapp, the defending champion in the 3200, looks to do it again as you see the sophomore from Eureka with a huge lead over the rest of the field. There's Mary Catherine Labracki, soon probably to be passed by Jeannie LaCasey. She's trying to hold her off. LaCasey from Kankakee McNamara and Labrack from Woodstock Marion. It was a duel early between Knapp and Labrack, but the defending champ made her move, and Labrack was unable to answer the challenge.
You know, 4 laps into the race, Mary Catherine was leading, but she stumbled. And from that point on, she did not appear to be able to get her stride back.
She made a brief attempt and has run a great race, and these two dueled yesterday in the 1600. But in this race, it's been all Heidi Knapp, as you see her around the curve and into the straightaway. To the cheers of the crowd, the defending champ, whoa, she has a lot left. And she's trying to double. She is going possibly for a record here. She is hooking down this straightaway. Eureka unofficially 11:09.56. Not nearly a record, but perhaps a personal one for her.
You know, we were speaking earlier about which is Heidi's best race, the 3,200 meters or the 1,600 meters. With that sprint, I think the 1,600 meters.
She's got some speed.
She has some speed.
And the freshman from Woodstock Marion, Mary Catherine Labrack, does finish 2nd, and followed by Jeannie LaCasey, the senior from Kankakee McNamara. Then Crystal McAdam from Warrensburg Latham and the Sakis from Pittsfield.
I think over the years you're going to see a lot of Mary Catherine Labrack and Heidi Knapp competing, because Heidi is a sophomore and Mary Catherine is a freshman. And she looks like a young lady that you're going to have to reckon with.
Well, and she was the first one to turn around and cheer on her fellow competitors as they crossed the finish line. So there's your champ, Heidi Knapp from Eureka. Now it's time for the 3,200 meter run for Double A, and here's the field. In Alley 1, Tara Moody, who has blown everyone away during this year, a fantastic runner from St. Charles. Sarah McCullen from Bennett Academy, Brianne Bethke from Hinsdale Central, Katie Steffen from Roselle Lake Park, Jenny Anderson from Rockford Auburn. In Alley 2, Lisa Vogley from Bennett Academy, Holly Fearing from Palatine, Rachel Endress from Wheaton North, Lana McNider, coach's daughter from Schaumburg, Erica Johnson from LT. Alley 3, Annie Wetterhoos from Morton, Bree Hudak from Glenbard North, Elizabeth Tumpak from Downers Grove North, Kelly Kennedy out of Glenbard East in the Rams, and Mary Von Six from Rolling Meadows. Alley 4, Victoria Jackson, who ran her personal best yesterday out of Lake Forest, this freshman, Becca Mitchell from Geneva, Jenny Arnold from Libertyville, Erica Cool-Parenti from Hinsdale Central in the final field, Emily Ilg from Glenbard North. A terrific field headed, and Bethany Jost from Libertyville and Angie Zimmerman. A big field in this Double A 3,200 meter. There is part of your field for the Double A 3,200 meter run. It's the first section leaving, and the sprint's being done by the second section. They actually run in 2 heats. And the fastest times to come out, but they are most generally from section 2. we're just about ready to get this underway. And we'll look from the inside of the track out. Remember, the first person, the inside person towards the inside of the track in each alley is your #1 seed. So it's Tara Moody from St. Charles, Alyssa Vogley from Lyle Bennett Academy, Annie Wetterhus from Morton, and Victoria Jackson, the freshman who had a tremendous 1600 yesterday, are your 1, 2, 3, 4 seeds in this event. This will be a dogfight. Again, most of these runners, cross-country runners, and from schools that are traditionally strong in the distance events. Jill Holmes ready to put the gun up and send them on their way for 8 laps of this track. And the heat is bothering the kids, and the warmer it gets, the later it gets. They haven't had any sustained warmth this year, and their conditioning is tremendous, but it's no way to get acclimated when you haven't had any weather to feel that. So it can play a part, especially in this event.
We got to call the 100-meter high hurdles.
And the gun is up.
100-meter high hurdles report.
There's 2 commands set in the gun.
After that's the 100-meter dash.
Tara Moody ran at 10:48 to come in the sectionals, and Alyssa Vogley had another outstanding. We had 4 kids under 11 in sectional times, and they are running at the head of the pack right now. It's Tara Moody in white over black on the inside of the track. Looks to be wanting to set the pace right from the get-go as they go down the outside. Tara Moody setting the pace, and the pack settling in behind her. And that is Alyssa Vogley going right with her from Morton in the red, followed by, I'm sorry, that's Annie Wetterhus, and followed then by Alyssa Vogley. So the seeds holding true to form right now in 4th place is a Palatine runner.
In this race, Tara Moody.
Double A right now. This is 3,200 meter. And your leader after 1 is the #1 seed, Tara Moody. Let's take a look at the AA team standings thus far in the meet. As expected, Morgan Park challenging to repeat 4 times. They're going after it. Proviso West, McChesney Park, Harlem, and York in tight races for 2nd. Morgan Park out in front right now with team points. And the field is tightening up in this 3,200. Right now it is still Tara Moody, followed closely by Annie Wetterhus of Morton. And while this is going on, let's talk to Mark and see what's happening in the long jump.
Once again, winds played a major factor in the long jump. In Class A competition, Gina Miller won for the 2nd year in a row. This time, her jump from Friday in the prelims gives her the championship. Miller with a mark of 17 feet 4 inches. So the senior from Warrensburg Latham has another gold medal.
It means last year I didn't win by an accident. That's about it. But it really makes me happy. I'm really proud of myself, and this season's been real long, and I'm glad it's over, I tell you the truth. And I'm glad I know. I've been waiting to see what I'm going to do, and now I know, so I'm happy.
Oregon's Breanne Apple, a freshman, has to be happy too. She takes 2nd place with a jump of 16 feet 11 inches. The bronze goes to Kristen Owens, the junior from Tri-Valley, also in with a mark of 16.11. Marisha Bashu of Hoopston takes 4th, just 5 inches behind the winner. And Valerie Hack from Lewiston comes in 5th. So again, the top 3 in the Class A long jump are Miller, Apple, and Owens. In the AA long jump, sophomore Jasmine Jackson surprised a lot of people. Jackson from Proviso West and Hillside was seated 5th after the prelims, but she broke 18 feet, jumping 18.4.5 to capture the title.
It was pretty hard. I tried my best. I wanted 19-something, but I wasn't getting it. I just wanted to get over 18.4, and I did 18.4.5, so I'm pretty happy. Can't complain.
You're a sophomore, you're gonna be back.
Yes, I will be back. I'm going for Jackie Joyner's Kersey record, my junior year on my senior year.
That's gonna be tough.
I know, I'm trying though.
Jackson winds up beating LaShawn Kennedy of Evanston by only 1/2 inch. Kennedy matched her jump on Friday with a mark of 18.4. Siobhan Alexander of Rich South also hit the 18-foot mark. She comes in at 18 even, good for third place. Meredith Whalen from Hinsdale Central comes in fourth. And Allison Curtin of Taylorville winds up in fifth. Her best jump, 17 feet 9¼ inches. Your top three in the AA long jump, Jasmine Jackson from Proviso West, then Kennedy and Alexander. With more from the track, here's Ann Penstone and my favorite Olympian, Willie White.
There's your leader with less than a lap to go. That is Annie Wetterhoos, the senior from Morton, the Potters, who has run a terrific race. She took over the lead just after the mile mark, and she has a comfortable lead at this point with 300 meters to go. Tara Moody, who came in with the top-seeded time and has not had the best of her days today, a fabulous runner from St. Charles, is currently in fourth. In second is Lissa Vogley from Bennett Academy, about 50 yards behind Wetterhoos, who you see. And in third is a strong run by the freshman Victoria Jackson from Lake Forest. They are strung about evenly around the field as Wetterhoos gets set to lap the field in the final lap of the 3200. The senior headed for a state championship as a sportsmanlike gesture to allow her to go on the inside is made. And here she comes, and the crowd brings her home. Annie Wetterhoos from Morton with a very strategic, smart race. Brings it home, and the senior will go out as a state champ. AA 3200 meter champ. There she is, Annie Wetterhoos of Morton. In second was Lissa Vogley of Bennett, and in third, Victoria Jackson of Lake Forest. Tara Moody finishing fourth, but being challenged at the end, holds her off. And the tears and prayers of a champion.
You know, Annie made her move at she was second all the way up to the mile mark. And at the mile mark, she established her position, and she held on from there. And Lissa was strong all the way at the third lap. She made her move, and she moved up to second. She's a strong and steady runner. But the young lady that's most impressive to me was Victoria Jackson.
Well, it's been fun, and so far the long races are done. It's almost time for the premier events. We'll be back right after this with the high hurdles and the 100-meter dash, followed by the 800-meter run. So don't go away. Willie White and Ann Penstone, look forward to seeing you back. There's some of the crowd that's concerned watching them take off Tara Moody, the fine 3,200-meter runner who had some problems with the heat today, and they're giving her a fine sportsmanlike hand. We sure hope that she's okay. The great crew here with Cheryl Burkhead and other of the trainers that take care of the athletes. They're a fabulous crowd. Look at it, it's packed in the stands. And the weather holding for us as we get ready for one of the premier events, the hurdles. But before we do, let's take a look at the Class A standings to this point. Gillespie, Herscher, and Muhammad Seymour. Gillespie and Herscher very close, and Muhammad Seymour, of course, with many more competitors yet to run. They had the most qualifiers, but there you have it. And now let's look at the field what will be the next event. And a chance to get some points as you look at the hurdles that everybody looks at with trepidation. The 100-meter highs, and here is the field. In lane one, Amara Lukey from Fulton, Elise Close from Stillman Valley in two, Alex Ocker, the outstanding senior from Byron, Molly Ward from Erie, Carissa Wallace, who also is an outstanding 300-meter, as are many of the kids in this race, in the center in five. In six, Michelle Owens from Wilmington, Sarah Bobson, multifaceted performer from Muhammad Seymour, Jordana Meyer, who has been in 6 different final events during her career from Villa Grove, Margot Girardi from Gillespie in 9.
This is going to be a tight race between Alex Archer and Carissa Wallace. They're battling in the 100, and they're also battling in the 300-meter hurdles. But Alex is Acker from Byron is the defending champion. This race is going to be won between the 9th and 10th hurdle. That person who can maintain their form and their speed in between 9 and 10 will be your winner.
Well, let's take a look and see. As you look at them from the other end, that's what happens when you finish and you can look back. This is what they're staring at down the track.
You know, when you're standing on the end looking down, this is when you decide if you run, see, hurdles is a sprint with obstacles. And so when you're looking down, you have to think in terms of running the hurdles. That person who thinks in terms of jumping the hurdles is going to make the mistake between the 9th and 10th hurdle. So when you're looking down, you think in terms of, I am getting ready to run 100 meters with obstacles.
There you have it. They're down for the start. One of the premier events on the track. And it's clean. Look in the middle of the track. And it's Molly Ward in red. Right next to her, Alex Ocker in lane 4. Molly Ward
maintains.
Oh, there it is. Alex Ocker, your apparent winner. Oh, does she look relieved?
Oh, she is so happy to have this a senior defending champion going out a window. They're out good. Acker is out late. Ward is out first. Ward is out first. Acker's coming on. Acker's coming on. Acker's coming on. This is a determination. I am a senior. I need this race. I want to go out a victor. I want to go out a winner. And that she does.
Alex Ocker repeats as state champ. The senior from Byron in the 100-meter high hurdles, followed in second by Molly Ward, the senior from Erie.
Now she's saying 1 down and 2 more to go.
And that'll bring us to the AA high hurdles. And here's the field, another outstanding one and a returning champ. Deanna Riley from Simeon in Chicago in 1. Krista Riley from Morgan Park in 2. Carolyn Estes in 3 from Thornton of Harvey. Tamika McFarland, one of the 2 hurdle racers that she needs points both for herself and the Evanston Wildcats in 4. Rebecca Harlow, who had a tremendous day yesterday from Hinsdale Central. Kelly Dolan for Naperville Central in 6. Christina Hames in 7. From Lockport, Ursula Hudson from Bradley Bourbonnais in 8. And Jessica Semenek from Lamont out in lane 9. There you look at the field. Tamika McFarland asking for a little bit more time, so starter Jill Holmes brings them out.
Tamika McFarland is under a lot of pressure here. She's an Evanston hurdler. Evanston is noted for its hurdlers, coached by Olympic champion Willie Mays, who placed second in the 1960 Olympic Games, losing by a lean from Lee Calhoun. So she's a senior and she wants to go out a winner. And she knows that these hurdles are obstacles that she must run over.
She is one of the taller hurdlers in this field.
Which makes it difficult for her because she has to lean down versus running tall.
Tamika McFarland is in lane 5 in orange over blue. On her right is Carolyn Estes of Harvey Thornton, and on her left, Rebecca Harlow of Hinsdale Central. Clean start. It is McFarland and Harlow side by side. McFarland, Harlow, and here's that last hurdle you talked about.
Yes! Now you understand when I say it's 100 meters with obstacles. You must run them, and she ran them well. Tamika McFarland, Evanston Township. It's an even start. They're all coming out together. Running. Trail leg is coming through. Trail leg is coming through. Excellent. Now Tamika is making her move. She knows that she must run. Look at the arms. Look at the legs. Excellent.
Lindsay Newland from
Very good.
Georgetown, her final time, 11:56.
She acknowledges the kudos of the crowd. There's your champ, Tamika McFarlane of Evanston Township in the 100-meter high hurdles class AA. And now the fastest woman in Illinois, the 100-meter dash. And here's the field for Class A. Cindy McNally from Leland Co-op and won. Becky Vanderwhite, who was a very busy young woman yesterday from Chicago Christian. Also, Kristen Owens doing multi-events as well from Downs Tri-Valley. Nyasha Scott running 4 events herself, Providence St. Mel. Melissa McMillan, who is a wonderful sprinter from Arthur. In 6, Burlington Central's Erin Reel. Brooke Turner in 7 from Waverly. Darcy Barr from Wilmington. Darcy, the defending champ. She'll have her work cut out today. And Mabel Tate from Macomb in 9. Flat out speed. Watch the center of the track. Lanes 4, 5, and 6.
Watch the sleeper. Christy Owens is in lane 4. She was sleeping all week.
Christy Owens is right over the
She's out. She's out. Christy Owens is out.
Nyasha Scott, Kristen Owens. Kristen Owens, your sleeper in white.
Sleeper.
She sleeps no more. She woke up.
In every race, there's a dark horse.
Kristen Owens in all the semis and the prelims yesterday looked like she was struggling. She hoodwinked everybody and came through and won a fabulous 100 meters.
Christy Owens yesterday, she's out fast. Christy Owens yesterday in the semifinals all of a sudden made a move, and she's the sleeper. In every race is the dark horse. She is indeed the dark horse. Here she is, she's leading. She led from the blocks to the end.
Unofficially,
Christy Owens.
Kristen Owens, the champ, with a huge smile and a wave. Your champ in 2nd, Nyasha Scott, and in 3rd, we believe Becky Vanderwhite from Chicago Christian. There's your champ. And now double A 100-meter dash. And here's the field. In lane 1, Jessie Strand from Rockford Boylan. In lane 2, Consuela Ham, the outstanding sprinter from Chicago South Shore. Bianca Rocket from Kankakee in 3. Jasmine Jackson from Precisa West Hillside. Shakita Jones, their first attempt at her 4th state championship from Waukegan. And in 6, Juanica Vance from Crete-Monique. Quinn Scott in 7 from Bloom Township. Nicole Whitman from the Hornets of Hinsdale South in 8. And Aisha Jameson from Joliet Township in 9.
You know, last year I saw Khadija Jones run, and when you see an athlete with that talent and that ability, you wonder, you know, what is it like? What's her personality like? What's her grade point average? I had an opportunity to meet this young lady yesterday. She is a coach's delight. Not only is she a good athlete, she's also a good student. She's personable, she's marketable, and most of all, she's going to UCLA in the fall. She's running, she will be coached by Jeanette Bolden, who is a world record holder, and John Smith, who is a world record holder in the 400 meters. She is a delight, a coach's dream.
And she wants a record today. Let's see what happens. Good start. Shakita Jones in purple is in a league by herself.
This is perfect form. This is a coach's dream. That's what a champion looks like.
Shakita Jones, the apparent state champion.
There you have it, folks. The first 4-time 100-meter champ in state history, and the crowd is giving her a standing ovation.
You know, it's very hard to say anything about Shakita Jones. The only thing that you can do is just look at her. For all athletes and coaches who really want to know what it looks like to be a champion, this is what it looks like. She's not only talented athletically, she's talented athletically, and she has a beautiful personality, and she will be attending UCLA in the fall.
There's the smile. The fastest woman in Illinois for 4 straight years. Shakita Jones of Waukegan.
She's going to join the ranks of the 4 previous high school state champions as an Olympian. I look to see Shakita Jones in the Olympic Games, if not Sydney, the following Olympic Games. But I do think that she can either be she can be an alternate for Sydney in the year 2004.
Let's hope we hear a lot more about this young lady coming out of Illinois and leaving her senior with a championship. And she's looking for that 200 where she really wants a record. But first, we're going to see the 800-meter run, Class A. And here's the field. In Alley 1, Beth Hyman of Breeze Central, Jordana Meyer, the multifaceted young lady from Villa Grove, and Tammy Schurch from Lena Winslow. In Alley 2, Stacy Sullivan, the outstanding runner from Petersburg Porta, along with Shannon McGowan, had a fine day from St. Scholastica. Holly Bundy from Clinton. In Alley 3, Meredith Dieters from Teutopolis, Tam Hart from Petersburg Porta, Lindsay Schultz from Dwight. And in Alley 4, Allie Williams from Mantino, Julia Roundtree from St. Teresa in Decatur, Michelle Dion from Pena and the Panthers. The 800 meter, there's your field. Again, this was run in heats yesterday to qualify. Top qualifier Beth Hyman from Breeze Central on the inside. 2 laps around the track. They have to stay in alleys around the first curve, and then it's every woman for herself to the inside lane.
Shannon McGowan from St. Scholastica, Holly Bundy of Clinton, Meredith Detters of Teutopolis.
Beth Hyman is establishing her position early.
Lindsay Schultz of Dwight and Allie Williams
And settling in, it definitely is Beth Hyman, the freshman from Breeze Central, with the lead. Jordana Meyer in second from Villa Grove.
I think Beth Hyman wants this race.
No
She's
doubt.
a freshman, so you're going to hear a lot about this young lady.
Well, it's tough coming in and repeating back-to-back in that situation, but she obviously has more experience than her years would belie. Jordana Meyer in second from T-Town. It is Meredith Dieters in third. And right off her shoulder is Allie Williams from Mantino. Quite a lead after 1 lap, and 1 lap to go. It is all Beth Hyman at this point. And a fight for the silver but amongst 4 young ladies.
This is Beth Hyman's race.
27 feet, 10 inches. In fourth place.
You know, Beth established her position immediately, and she has maintained it all the way. This is what you have to do. You want to break the spirit of those that's running behind you, and this she has done.
We're moving around in the backstretch. Stacy Sullivan from Petersburg Porta making her move down the straightaway, being held off by Mantino's Allie Williams in a duel for second.
Rebecca Kohler.
But it is all Beth Hyman for the gold, coming around the last curve. Allie Williams in second, and a dogfight for third now amongst 4 young women across the track, but the crowd is bringing home the apparent state champ. Allie Williams making a move, but it's going to be too little too late unless Beth Hyman legs are too heavy, but she is going to reach the finish line as state champ, the freshman from Breeze Central. It's Beth Hyman, and falling across with the ultimate effort is Allie Williams from Mantino in second. The ultimate effort, give it all and leave it all on the track.
The winner, the state champion, the 800-meter run, officially Hyman.
As the crew tends her, there's your happy champ, Beth Hyman. That was so much fun. Let's do it again for Double A.
And the Double A triple jump winners may report. Double A triple jump now.
In Double A, Kristen Worth, the outstanding young woman from Bloomington who has been here before in this event. Becky Cox from Jerseyville. Katie Butler from Normal Community. Lindsay Martin from Eisenhower in Decatur. Sarah Spalding from Hersey in Arlington Heights. Betsy Spicer from Barrington. Capria Kirk, the defending champ from Danville. Ann McClincy from York Elmhurst High School. Lupe Flores from Elgin, Ruth Kipping, the outstanding tall runner from Quincy, Dahlia Wenkus from Hinsdale South, and Leslie Edmondson from Sterling. This is one of the events that used to be an 800-meter run, and a lot of people are calling the 800-meter dash. The kids have gotten so fast and so proficient at running this distance. It is an all-out war for 2 laps.
37 feet, 1 inch.
On the inside is Kristen Worth, the sophomore from Bloomington, taking the lead. From Decatur Eisenhower's Lindsay Martin settles in on the backstretch. And plenty of speed with her. Capria Kirk in maroon, the defending champ from Danville, moving well on the outside to settle in where she wants to be. It is Kristen Worth in second. Kristen Worth in second, and Decatur Eisenhower's Lindsey Martin with the lead. It's a two-woman race right now, and the pack hoping to reel them in as they go around at lap 1.
Lindsey Martin is making Christy work for this one.
Capria Kirk, the defending champ, has fallen back a bit, has taken off. It's Lindsey Martin, the senior, stretching it out. Looking a lot like the Class A race right now. Kristen Worth trying to keep her within attack distance and not let her get too far away. In third, it's Sarah Spalding from Hersey High School, followed by the Dukes of York and McClinsky.
Lindsey Martin is running strong on this backstretch.
These are young, these are fresh. Lindsey Martin is the senior who got a sophomore, two sophomores in second and third. And now
Kristen Worth is challenging her. She's challenging her. She's challenging her on the backstretch. If she's going to pick her up, she needs to make her move now, and she's trying. This is a race that's going to come all the way to the wire.
Lindsey Martin in white, challenged right now by Kristen Worth, makes her move and goes into the lead. And a lot of moves happening behind as Ruth Kipping from Quincy moves up, and Betsy Spicer passes Sarah Spalding from Hersey. Right at the end, it is Kristen Worth at the finish. Lindsey Martin is the runner-up.
You know, coaches ask, why should middle distance runners do sprints? How are the last parts of races won? By sprints.
That is a picture tells 1,000 words right there, as you are right.
Also looks like Kipping of Quincy finished.
Here we are. Christy Worth is making her move. She has made her move, and she is sprinting. So it's important for distant runners to know how to sprint.
There's your winner. There is the winner. What a fabulous race. Kristen Worth from Bloomington. Don't go away. We'll be right back with the 800-meter relay and other sprint events. There's some of the terrific crowd here as the weather begins to change. We had forecast the possibility of showers. Now the clouds are coming, and it's going to cool things off a bit. Hopefully the rain will hold off. You see the wind shifting. Not super strong, but certainly a factor in these races as we get ready here at O'Brien Stadium for the 4x200-meter relay. Let's set the field in Class A. In 1, Macomb. In 2, Fulton. In lane 3, the Mahomet Seymour Bulldogs. In 4, Gillespie and the Miners. In 5, Providence St. Mel in the fastest lane by seed. In lane 6, it's Hersher, the Rockets of Rochester. In 7, the Hornets of Eureka. In 8, and Warrensburg Latham out in 9. There's a great look at the toughest race to start all the way around the curve as the starter asks to make sure that everyone can clearly hear, to make a fair start for everybody.
You know what's interesting in the relays, it's not the fastest runner, the fastest runners that win. It's the runners who have a good, clean, daylight baton pass.
Good start. Providence St. Mel is seated first in this event, and they have a very good start, making us the earliest move so far in gold over purple.
Providence St. Mel, Providence St. Mel. Okay, let's see who's first with baton exchange.
It's a 2-lap stagger. Of course, it takes a while to make it up. Everybody runs the same distance. Just everybody has preferences. Oh,
Providence St. Mel with a very bad baton exchange.
Eureka moving well on the outside and with a very good exchange. Everybody clean, white flags around. It's Eureka in white over green, but remember it's a 2-lap stagger. And now moving again, Providence St. Mel. And it is Providence St. Mel with the first exchange.
Now this is where the decision is going to be made.
Hersher moving, and also Rochester on the outside, and orange over blue. Rochester running an excellent leg for their number 3 runner, catching the Providence St. Mel. Rochester apparently the slight leader and almost
Good baton pass. Here we go.
Rochester in orange, Providence St. Mel in gold. And on the inside, Mohammed Seymour.
Mohammed Seymour is coming on. The person who holds her form is going to be your winner. It's going to be one with a lead. Yes! Mohammed Seymour. She was calm. She was collected.
She may have been during the race, but she is losing it now in happiness. Mohammed Seymour, let's watch the finish.
Here we go here. The race is going to be won when the last 20 yards, the person who maintains their form and a lean. Mohammed Seymour.
Followed by Providence St. Mel and Rochester, the 800-meter Class A state champs. And now the double A. 4x200. In lane 1, Hinsdale Central. In lane 2, Prospect High School. In lane 3, the Chargers of Champaign Centennial. The Huskies of Oak Park River Forest in 4. Hillside Proviso West in lane 5. East St. Louis Lincoln and the Tigerettes in 6. Bloom Township in lane 7. Wheaton Warrenville South's Tigers in 8. And Proviso East of Maywood in lane 9. That's the field. There's the field around the track, extended around the curve in double A 8x200. Willie passes. What do you mean by daylight?
Daylight is when you can extend, and there's daylight between the runner that you're passing off to and yourself. When you run up beside a runner, there's no daylight in between. You know, it's interesting. It's Morgan Park is not here. They dropped a baton yesterday. And so this is an open race here. We have some dark horses here that we don't know about, so hold on to your seatbelts.
Good start. In lanes 4, 5, and 6, it's Oak Park River Forest in orange over blue, Hillside Proviso West in all red, and next to them in all orange, East St. Louis Lincoln, which is moving very well in lane 6. The Tigerettes with a good leadoff leg.
Finishing in 7th place, Holly Fearing from Palatine High School. The final time of 11:16:48.
And it is East St. Louis
Lincoln. East St. Louis Lincoln, excellent baton pass.
Oak Park River Forest handed off second, now attempting to make up the distance. On the inside that you see close to your camera was Proviso East. Part of that's a stagger.
Proviso East is running well here.
They are.
You know, we haven't heard too much of East St. Louis. Let's see what's happening here.
And it's Oak Park.
East St. Louis. East St. Louis and Oak Park.
Now moving on inside. Oak Park River Forest making a considerable difference with the third runner. Trying to catch the Tigerettes. Oak Park in orange over blue next to all orange of the Tigerettes.
Oak Park is moving. Good baton pass. Daylight.
And look at her go. Oak Park River Forest with the track all to themselves with just a straightaway to bring it home. Tigerettes of East St. Louis Lincoln in second and a fight for third between Bloom Township and Prospect High School. And everybody catching up, but no one's going to catch the Huskies of Oak Park River Forest as they win the 8x200 double-A relay. Unofficially that time 140.85. Terrific race by the Huskies. Handoffs did it in that open race taken by Oak Park. And next up, one of the toughest events on the track, the 400-meter dash. Class A it will be. Lisa Petch from Richmond Burton in 1. Melissa Pitlinski from Nashville in 2. Chantal McGee from Westmont in 3. Melissa McMillan, who you saw earlier in the 100, in 4. Brandy Halterman, the fine performer from Robinson in 5. In 6, Laura Nohoff from Newman Central Catholic. Amanda Galvin from Manitou in Midwest Central in 7. Kristen Owens, who won the 100 in lane 8. And Jody Ring from St. Joe Ogden in 9. As Shakita Jones says, this race is for crazy people.
You know, this is the prettiest race on the track. It's the hardest race. This is the race to separate the women from the girls and the boys from the men.
Well, in the center of the track, you saw Brandy Halterman, the defending champ, with everybody chasing her. There's a target on her back. As you see, Melissa McMillan in white over red from Arthur making a move really early.
Strong move. Melissa McMillan is a beautiful runner.
Remember, our 100-meter champ is out in lane 8. Melissa McMillan still leading this race, but it is starting to close with 200 meters to go. It looks to be just about anybody's race.
This is where the determination will be made.
Lauren Nolhoff from Sterling Newman Central Catholic also looks good in blue. And now it's Chantal
McGee. She's losing her form. She's losing her form. She can be picked off. She's being picked off. She's being picked off.
Now it's Brandy Halterman. Brandy Halterman.
Brandy Halterman ran a very smart race. She ran her race. She stood back and she waited, and Melissa and Chantel fought, and she stood back. She won it.
Here are the results of the Class AA.
Watch the finish. Right now it's Chantal McGee.
Brandy Halterman. She's making her move. She stood back. She ran a very good race. She stood back and watched Melissa and Chantel fight. She came on.
State championships are won with strategy. Brandy Halterman repeats in the 400-meter dash, Class A. And now double A. Yet to know whether Shakita Jones will run this race. We know she's running the 100 and 200. She's entered. We'll have to wait. Jennifer Beatty from Thornton Fractional South in lane 1. Shakita Jones scheduled to run in lane 2. Tanika Horton from Morgan Park in lane 3. Heather Smith from Morgan Park. There's big team points here in lane 4. April Griffin of Shepherd in lane 5.
She's not running.
Adia McKinnon from HF. The Vikings in lane 6. Miesha Billups from Cahokia in 7. Alicia Wright from East St. Louis, Lincoln in 8. And Jessie Strand from Boylan in Rockford in 9. Well, you see the open lane in lane 2. That was where Shakita Jones would have been. The defending state champ has decided to concentrate on just the 100 and the 200. That doesn't mean we haven't got a tremendous group of talent here in this race.
With Shakita Jones being out, this is an open race. Took a lot of pressure off the other runners. So let's look for the 2 Morgan Park girls to see what they can do in lanes 3 and 4.
And a good start. Good start from Alicia Wright from East St. Louis Lincoln. Probably had the best start out of the field, but everybody evening up now. And in the center of the track, it appears to be April Griffin in lane 5 from Shepherd. Moving up on Adia McKinnon of HF. It is definitely April Griffin right now with this race. But Heather Smith from Morgan Park is moving well, and her teammate Tanika Horton is helping out on the inside in lanes 3 and 4.
You have 2 seniors running from Morgan Park. This is going to be a Morgan Park race. This is their last race. Whoa!
April Griffin, also a senior, is showing how to run it in lane 5. The 2 Morgan Park runners, and now Adia McKinnon, the freshman, coming up strong on the inside, looks to have taken 3rd. So first, the goal to April Griffin. Heather Smith with 2nd, and it appears to be Adia McKinnon in 3rd. In the wide open race, won by Palos Heights' April Griffin. She looks like she can't believe it.
April Griffin made her move coming off of that turn into the last 100 of this 400 meters. And she looked up and she said, wow, I'm up here all by myself and I'm not going to give this race up. She is running for all of her life.
It was a good shot of Audie McKinnon, the freshman nearest to the camera, who made a good move for third at the end, but it was all
April Griffin, senior from Shepherd, Palos Heights. Thank God it's over.
300-meter
And now the 300-meter low hurdles. And here are the competitors. Darcy Lane from Burton in 1. Jordana Meyer, we've said that name a lot in all kinds of events, from Villa Grove in 2. Alex Ocker going to try to double this year. Out of Byron, she'll have to beat defending champ Carissa Wallace from Burlington Central in 4. Jill Hoops from Farmington in 5. In 6, Molly Ward from Erie. Sarah Etner from Marengo in 7. Tiffany Bradford from Mahomet Seymour in 8. And Annie Conway in Sherrard. That's the field. Here's a look at a beautiful tree that may soon lose all of its flowers as the winds have picked up significantly here as that storm that's been forecast is moving in, and we're hoping we can finish the meet without inclement weather conditions. It's time for the 300-meter hurdles. They've been called to the start. And in the middle of the track, in lane 3, will be Alex Ocker from Byron, Carissa Wallace in 4 from Burlington Central, and Jill Hoops from Farmington, along with Molly Ward. That's your field with 8 hurdles. Very even, moving well. Tiffany Bradford actually on the outside from Mahomet Seymour had probably the best start. And Molly Ward with white over red moving very well in lane 6. Erie's Ward running very well in his first over the hurdles as she takes them around the track. Molly Ward is your leader. And everybody working now. Now it is Carissa Wallace, the defending champion, will come down to this hurdle. Carissa Wallace, in the last 2 hurdles, overtakes Molly Ward from Erie to repeat as 300-meter champ as Alex Ocker gave her a big hug.
In a hurdle race, when a hurdle race is tight, the hurdle race is usually won between the 7th and 8th hurdle. As you can see here, Carissa Wallace is doing just that. She's the defending champion. Carissa Wallace, a senior from Burlington Central, your defending champion.
So 2 seniors, the 3 seniors go 1, 2, and 3. Wallace, Ward, and Ocker. And we will miss their performances. They have been standouts for 4 years. Congrats to them all. And now on to the double A. Here they are. Krista Riley from Morgan Park. Carrie Fleming from Prospect High School in Prospect. Rebecca Harlow from Hinsdale Central in 3. Tamika McFarland, the 100-meter champ, trying to double from Evanston. Natasha Foreman, her teammate, also in lane 5. Carrie Fink from Hersey in Arlington Heights in 6. Don Harden in 7 from Crete Monee. Taronda Wilson from Springfield Lamphere. And Agatha Mankiewicz from Maine West Des Plaines. We hope that's not portend of things to come. We know for sure we've got some fury on the track in the 300-meter hurdles. They're down and ready. Evanston with 2 runners and in the hunt for the team trophy. Good start. Carrie Fink out quickly from Hersey, and now moving well on the inside, Rebecca Harlow of Hinsdale Central.
Everything is running well. Tamika McFarland is running well. She lost the 100-meter hurdle, so she did not want to lose it. She is coming off this turn strong. This will make the determination.
McFarland of Evanston, Fink of Hersey, 1-2 in this event.
Running well. Fink is running well.
Now comes the other Evanston runner. 1 hurdle to go. Tamika McFarland.
Yes! The race was between 2nd and 3rd.
But Tamika McFarland doubles with an outstanding performance, unofficially 43.05.
Tamika McFarland is a senior, and she wanted so badly to win the 100 meters, and she lost, but she determined coming off that turn that she was not going to lose this 300-meter hurdle race, and she stood up to her convictions. I'm impressed with the second and the third place finish between Carrie Fink and Natasha Foreman.
Well, Foreman, of course, going for those team points, so we'll let the AccuTrack decide it. Right now, we'll be back with some more action right after this.
She looks good.
There you see the clouds that have been rolling in at a rapid pace here at O'Brien Stadium as we wait. We are ahead of schedule, and so we are getting ready to set up the 1,600-meter run for Class A. It's much cooler than a little bit earlier. Alana Chrisman, who pulled out of the 800 to concentrate on her favorite event from Rushville in 1-1. Janelle Berkey from Stanford Olympia in 1-2. Stephanie Seidelman from Sandwich in 1-3. Mary LeBrack, who had a fabulous prelim yesterday from Marion Woodstock. Shannon McGowan from St. Scholastica in 2-2. Jessica Hall from Fremont in 2-3. Heidi Knapp, who won the 32 in 3-1. Brittany Bergstrand from Pittsfield in 3-2. In Alley 4, Katie Foster from Orion in 3-3. 4-1. Crystal McAdam, Warrensburg Latham. Stacy Sullivan from Petersburg Porta in 4-2. Bethany Clockengay from Delavan in 4-3. And there's the start of the Class A 1,600-meter run. Elena Crispin from Rushville on the inside in all purple has decided to concentrate on this, her favorite race. So you know she is wanting very badly, having given up the 800 and her #1 seed, to make this one special. A junior from Rushville, and she is your early leader. We're going to settle in here with a pack of 4. And now 5 on the back stretch. And Janelle Berkey from Stanford Olympia side by side, working the outside lane. And Heidi Knapp from Eureka, your 3,200-meter champ, settles in as she's looking for a double today. Stephanie Seidelman from Sandwich right there in the pack, as is Katie Foster from Orion. Everybody feeling it out here on lap 1 of 4 on the 1,600-meter run for Class A. This looks to be one of those strategy races, not all out speed. And after 1, it's Alana Chrisman leading from Rushville, and we've got 3 laps to go. But right now, let's hear from Mark Pinsky and Class A high jump.
In the Class A high jump, 8 of the 11 finalists managed to leap 5 feet 4 inches. With the bar at 5 feet 5 inches, 3 girls were able to clear the crossbar. First to make 5.5 was Val Heiser, a sophomore from Fisher. Jamie Jones, a junior from Scioto Northwestern, also had a successful jump at 5.5. Then Christy Whitley was up. She also cleared 5.5, and 3 girls were left. But only one of them, Jamie Jones, could leap 5 feet 6 inches.
I already had 2 misses, and on my third one, I either had to make it or it was going to go by misses and stuff, counting up how many misses everybody had. So just sucked it up and thought of all the things everybody had been telling me and did it.
What was everyone telling you?
Oh, just coaches saying, do that thing you do. Lafferty said that, my coach Lafferty, on the harp. There's a boy, his name's Court Mills. He said something to me before I left, wish me good luck, and my track team's here. I'm the only one that made it, so they all came down to watch me, and Mom, Dad, everybody.
So Jamie Jones at 5'6" is the Class A high jump champ. Christy Whitley takes second, and Val Heiser third. More track now with Ann and Willie.
And it's still Alana Crispin with her goal of repeating. She has done this before as a freshman. Then he had the 800 last year. And on her heels is Heidi Knapp from Eureka. Trying to double.
This is a strategy race. They were very coy in the first part of the race.
Nothing coy about this right now. Heidi Knapp looks to be making her move on the back stretch, showing she has a lot left after her 3,200.
I think she's making a move too soon because she just came off of the 3,200. So this is a sprint. This is going to be a sprint in the 1,600 meters. This is a sprint. The person who keeps the coolest head is going to be your victor here.
This is 1-2.
This is 1-2. Alana Crispin. Rushfield. She wants this.
Alana Crispin holds off a charging Heidi Knapp as they embrace in a tremendous duel down the stretch. And the crowd applauds their incredible effort.
This was
1,600-meter run in double A.
Alana Crispin. I guess she stated, she said, well, I gave up everything else for this race. I am not going to lose it. Heidi Knapp, she ran a very smart strategy race. She lost by a length. That's not bad after coming off of 3,200 meters.
So Alana Crispin, pulling out of the 800, makes her dream come true in her favorite event. She is the 1,600 meter, the metric mile champ. And now the double A 1,600 meter field. Tara Moody, who you saw not feeling real good after the 3,200. We sure hope she's recovered enough to compete here in 1-1. Kristen Barnes from Oak Park River Forest in 1-2. Katie Ireland from Lyons Township in LaGrange in 1-3. Becca Mitchell in 2-1 of Geneva. Katie Meyer from Collinsville in 2-2. Shannon Burke from Waubonsie Valley in 2-3. Victoria Jackson, the freshman who finished third in the 32 in 3-1. Jenny Arnold in 3-2 from Libertyville. Holly Fearing from Palatine out in Alley 4. Kristen Worth from Bloomington. Nicole Hoster from Lamont. And Jenny Illig from O'Fallon completes the field. A lot of kids doubled in the 32 in this event, so let's see who's stamina. Now Tara Moody, who is seated 1 in this on the inside, has made a great recovery from not feeling real well after the 32 and is on the inside of the track. Also running well, Becca Mitchell, a freshman from Geneva. And it is an even field right now, just settling in just as the A's did. Becca Mitchell settles in on the lead right now, way early in this race. And the Collinsville K-Hawks, Katie Meyer is in second, followed by Tara Moody from St. Charles. Geneva's Becca Mitchell is your leader. Everybody jockeying for position. Looks again to be a race of strategy in this event. As you see the field go past the finish line after 1. And as we let them go by, let's hear from Mark Pinsky and see what's happening at the double A high jump.
One of the most exciting field events of the day was the double A high jump. 7 of the 12 finalists cleared 5 feet 6 inches. 5 girls managed to leap 5'7". The first to make 5'7" was Jill Frederick, a sophomore from Metamora. The next competitor, Katie Nebel, a senior from Morton High School, became the second girl to cross 5'7". Sophomore Kristen Pace from Warren High School in Gurnee cleared 5'7" next. Then Jamie Tyler, a junior from O'Fallon, stepped up. She also leaped 5'7". The fifth girl to make 5'7" was Tracy Marsick from Stagg High School. 5'8" proved to be too much, and Jamie Tyler was declared the winner.
I was last in line to jump, so
they kept missing, and I didn't have to jump yet. And finally, you know, they called me, and I got it on my first attempt. And they hadn't cleared it till like their third try. So
fortunately, you cleared on your first try. How nervous were you?
Well, I cleared 5.7 last year, but my best this season was 5.4. So I was kind of nervous, but I knew I could do it.
So the top three in the AA high jump: Tyler, Frederick, and Pace. Now back to the track.
This is the way it's been for 2 laps. Right now, back and forth, Becca Mitchell from Geneva and Katie Ireland from
Katie Myers from
Collinsville.
I think she made her move a little too soon. Becky's not going to let her come around her at this point. Maybe she's going to back off. Katie's going to back off and try again.
300 meters to go. Becca Mitchell has led throughout. And Katie Meyer trying to keep her in contact. In third is Oak Park's Kristen Barnes. And in fourth is Katie Ireland of LaGrange Township, Lyons Township in LaGrange. But right now, extending the lead,
Becky Mitchell from Geneva. This is her race. She decided that she wanted this race from the start, from the gun. She's led from the gun.
From the county of Kane, this is Geneva.
Geneva, what a sprint, bringing it home. Look at her form. Focus, strong. There's a race for third, shaping up in the middle of the track. Collinsville K-Hucks. Katie Meyer, and a 1-2 finish, and the smile for the state champ, the freshman from Geneva, slaps high fives and says, I did it. I am the champ.
Mitchell of Geneva.
Congratulations all around. Becca Mitchell, the 1,600-meter champ. And now, the 200-meter dash, the last sprint event of the day in Class A. Lindsay Stevenson from Olney, East Richland in 1. Christine Pola from Gillespie in 2. Kim Roy from Red Bud in 3. Melissa McMillan, who's been busy today, from Arthur in 4. The 100-meter champ, Kristen Owens from Downs Tri-Valley in the center of the track. IHSA Scott, Providence St. Mel in 6. Cindy McNally from Leland Co-op in 7. Becky Vanderwait from Chicago Christian in 8. And Jenny Wagoner from Rock Falls in 9. This one could be a dogfight. There are a lot of runners capable of taking this one, Willie.
You're right. I think this race is going to go all the way to the wires. This is going to be a heads-up race all the way to the wire. But there's a sleeper in here, and I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from. We can tell when we get up on top of this turn.
We'll soon know. The gun is up. And we're off. Good start by Kristen Owens in lane 5, your 100-meter champ, and Melissa McMillan.
Melissa McMillan.
Cindy McNally from Leland on the outside in green, also moving well. It's Kristen Owens in the center of the track. Now IHSA Scott making her move. Kristen Owens, IHSA Scott. It is the junior from Downs Tri-Valley. Can hardly believe it.
You know, Kristen Owens is a sleeper. She came up yesterday. She started making her move yesterday, so she threw everyone off.
Now the 200-meter dash.
It's Kristen Owens with the lead.
As I stated before, the winner would be the person who's off the turn first, and Kristen Owens was off the turn first. And she's really the sleeper. She is the sleeper. She's the sleeper in the 100, the 400 and the 200.
Well, maybe so, but as a junior and going to return now as a double state champion as a senior, no one's going to buy her sleeping act next year.
She's opened up the door.
There she is, your champ from Downs Tri-Valley, Kristen Owens in the 200-meter dash. And now the 200-meter dash in AA. In lane 1, Alicia Wright from East St. Louis senior. Bianca Rocket, the senior, making her final appearance from Kankakee in 2. Natasha Foreman, who you just saw in the hurdles race, from Evanston in 3. Consuela Ham in lane 4 from Chicago South Shore. Chiquita Jones has made no secret of the fact that she wants this state record. She's in 5.
You know, what's so interesting, this record is held by the athlete that I coached, Doris Spearman. I coached her in 1981. If there's anyone that I could think of who I would love to see get this record of 23-7, it will be Chiquita Jones, because here's a young lady who is deserving. Will be entering UCLA in the fall, graduating from Waukegan with a 3.3 grade average and a full scholarship. She could have gone academically or athletically. A very talented young lady.
Well, there she is in purple, the outstanding athlete of the meet, without a doubt. Chiquita Jones.
She's following in the footsteps of Jackie Joyner Kersey, and I see her as being equally as good as Jackie. Jackie was in the multi events, and she's in the single events, but Chiquita can run anywhere from the 100 to 200 to the 400 well, so she would be an asset to UCLA.
Well, the record she's attempting to break is held by Doris Spearman at 23.7.
This is a race you just watch.
So let's do it.
This may be the race of the day. Tremendous talent in here.
Beautiful. It's just beautiful.
The crowd is on their feet. It's like watching Michael Johnson in the Olympics. It's Chiquita Jones. Let's watch her.
Poetry in motion. Oh, is she beautiful? Is she beautiful? Yes. 23-7 unofficially. Oh, how I hope.
Chiquita Jones. We don't know about the time, but there is no doubt about the winner.
What can you say about Chiquita Jones? Here she is. She's running into a headwind. Look at this strong arm pump. Arm pump governs leg speed governs stride. This young lady is just a picturesque runner. And running into a headwind, I do hope that she can get this record.
In 7th place from Normal
all alone.
Katie Butler.
She looked for that time right away. Of course, that is not official. We'll have to wait for that. But one thing is for sure, she has done what no other athlete has done in the state of Illinois. She has repeated for 4 straight years in the 100 and 200 meter dashes.
But you know, even if she ran, if she's in the 23s, I think that she could have broken the record, but she is running into a headwind. The winds have changed, so she's capable of running a 22.
What a great tidbit to go into our last event of the day. But first, let's listen to this. Tara Moody, the prohibitive favorite in the 32 and the 1600, was carried off the track after the 3200. She came back to run the 1600 on guts. You can see the difficulty she had breathing as she finished. But a champion comes back to run to do your best, and she's embraced by the teammates, showing there's a whole lot more to this track meet than just winning. There's sportsmanship and class exhibited by all the competitors who felt so badly for her and having a tough day on the track. A stoic finish to a great young lady, Tara Moody. And now the last event of the day, the 1600 meter relay. And in lane 1, Dunlap. In 2, the Bulldogs of Muhammad Seymour trying for a state championship. Newton in 3, Byron in 4, Monticello and the Sages in 5, Newman Central Catholic in 6, Bureau Valley Buda High School in 7, Sherrard Tigers in 8, and Central High School out of Breeze in 9. A one-lap stagger. It's Ann Penstone and back with Willie White for the last event of the day here at the 1997 Girls Track and Field Championships. It's the 1600 meter relay, 4x400. The staggers are set so that the fastest runners are in the center of the track. As you look at Dunlap, who's in lane 1, after one lap they get to cut to the inside, and then it's everyone for themselves. Mary O'Brien set to start finish up her 25th straight starting assignment here at this event. And the gun is up. And they're off. A lot of these young ladies have run an awful lot of races today, and over 2 days, But it is nothing to wait for now. Let it all hang out as Sherrard on the outside in lane 8 makes an early move.
Catch me if you can.
Well, this is only the one lap stagger, so if you can give a good heat, good leg, you bet. That's what she's playing. That's the game that the Tigers are playing right now in gold over purple. And the rest of the field even up in the middle of the track, but it is the Tigers in the early lead trying to give a handoff and play catch me if you can to the other 8 teams on the track.
When you're up in lane 9, this is how you run it. Catch me if you can. Everyone is behind her. She's out front. I'm going to run my heart out. And that is exactly what she's doing.
Byron appears to be in second. Of course, they've got Alex Ocker, the outstanding senior, running anchor for them. But Sherrard does get it first. Quickly, though, Byron on an excellent exchange moves into second. And inside of them is Newton. Byron moving. And again, they will cut in just around this curve, and now they can go to the inside. And it is Byron now with the lead. From the outside comes Sherrard, and then the Newton Eagles in third. A lot of jockeying throughout this race, of course. Monticello and the Sages now making a move for third. Byron, Sherrard, and Monticello now making a strong move with their second runner, going after the Tigers. Also moving is Sterling Newman Central Catholic on the outside. Monticello making a bid for first. What an incredible second leg by the Sages. Olivia Albaugh, we believe, was that runner, as we've got some collisions on the track and batons go all over the place. As Monticello takes the lead, followed by Byron. There was a lot of confusion at the exchange on that last baton as our third runner is in on the track. And it's Newton in third, now making a move at Byron, Monticello, Byron, and Newton, 1, 2, and 3. Anchor runners coming up, and it will be Alex Ocker running that anchor leg. There's a big lead for Monticello. Geisel, the junior, and whoa, Alex Ocker is not going to make any secret of it. She is going out in a hurry. Is it too early?
No, it's not too early for her. She's strong. She can handle it. Monticello had a very bad baton pass, and this is what happens when you have a bad baton pass. She lost her rhythm. She had to start from a complete stop.
Alex Ocker, the senior, wants to make sure that she leaves an indelible mark on this event in her final high school performance. If she can hold on, it will definitely be that, and will culminate in a state championship as well.
Oh, she will hold on to this. She will hang on to this. You can say that she is, that Byron is your state champion.
She's struggling a bit. Here comes Monticello. Can she hang on? Can she go on guts?
She's hanging. Make it. That's determination.
And she does do it. The Byron Tigers are your champs in this 4x400 with an anchor leg by Alex Ocker and the smile of relief. It's all over. That's a career. And what a stellar one it's been.
Monticello is leading. Byron is second.
Finishing in 8th place from Hinsdale South High School.
Byron is making her move. Alex Anchor is making her move. She made her move on the backstretch. She wants this race. She's determined. She's a senior. She's going out. This is it.
12.69.
The victor, Byron Alex Acura, the anchor runner.
12.66.
There she is. She can rest. He has earned it. The Byron Tigers are your champs in the 4x400. And now the of the afternoon, and we have managed to make it without any rain falling on our parade here. It will be the AA 1600-meter relay. Hinsdale Central in 1, Sterling in 2, Mount Prospect High School in 3, Morgan Park of Chicago in 4, Evanston Township. So the prospective point getters in 4 and 5 in this event. In 6 will be Thornwood of South Holland. In 7, the Phillies of Barrington, the Patriots of Stevenson in 8, and Springfield Southeast in lane 9. The final event of the day as starter Jill Holmes brings them to their mark. Defending champ Morgan Park in lane 4, Evanston in lane 5, vying for a team championship. The gun is up.
Set.
Clean start. Very even on the start. Maybe a slight move by Barrington out in lane 7 early. Now Evanston beginning to move in the middle of the track.
Morgan Park and Evanston this race. Evanston may begin.
Evanston running a strong back straightaway.
Morgan Park is running. Morgan Park is on the move. Morgan Park is making them move on the turn. This is where you make your move. If you're going to establish position, you must establish it coming off the turn. And this is what Morgan Park is doing.
Now Thornwood making a move. South Holland overtaking Springfield Southeast on the outside. Everything coming down to this final event. Evanston with the first handoff.
A good baton exchange.
The Wildcats with the lead, and they will cut into lane 1. Everybody following Evanston. And now Morgan Park closing a little distance, followed by Thornwood, and then Barrington. Closing the distance, Morgan Park.
Just making a move on the turn. Evanston is running strong. Morgan Park is making her bid. The baton exchange is going to make the difference. It's going to determine this race. Baton exchange is going to determine this race. Evanston good. Morgan Park good. This race is going down to the wire. Morgan Park is making a move on the back turn. Can she hold it? Evanston said, not today. This is a heads-up race.
It is Morgan Park in the lead. Evanston in close contact with 1 lap to go and 1 runner left to run it. Now
Evanston is making a move. Morgan Park broke a stride. Baton exchange. This is the final exchange.
Evanston. Oh, Morgan Park, difficulty. Oh, that may have been the race right there, like you called it,
That's
Willie.
the race. When you're running a tight race like this, it is very important that you get a good baton exchange. Morgan Park is trying to make up the stagger.
Evanston, Morgan Park, Thornwood, and Barrington, 1 through 4, followed by Prospect in 5. Morgan Park making a move. It's a long way to go, but whoa! Can she catch her?
She can catch her. Can she hold her? She's going to catch her. Can she hold her? She's making a move. This is where you make your move. The question is, yes, yes. Can she hold her up? Oh, look at here. This is all the way to the wire. The person who maintains their form, Evanston. Morgan Park ran a fabulous race.
Heather Smith with that anchor leg, incredible.
That's hard.
Oh, what a finish. finish to a fabulous day at track.
And the award stand.
This is on the back straightaway, last runner, and this is Heather Smith going after Evanston.
Morgan Park is really fighting. Morgan Park is really trying. She's coming off the turn. If you're going to make a move, you make it off the turn. She's doing all the right things. Now, the question is Evanston going to allow her to pass her? The runner from Evanston said, not today, not today. Here's a young lady who truly, the 400 meters is a sprint. Morgan Park sprinted all the way. She is giving it her all. But here again, the person who maintains the form in a tight race like this is the team that's going to win. Evanston is your winner. Morgan Park ran a fabulous race for second.
There's Heather Smith, the senior, closing out her career with an incredible leg of that anchor in the 4x400, but the Wildcats held on to win. They are the winners.
Take care. Anchor.
And with our final event of the day finally completed, we'll be back right after this with the team awards. So don't go away. There's more to come. An empty stadium, but time to see the team hardware. And here it is in Class A with 31 points, Burlington Central. The runners-up, the Tigers of Byron. And with 37 points, winning the state championship by 1 point, the Bulldogs of Muhammad Seymour, Class A state champs. In Class AA, it was Proviso West in third with 27 points. This year's runners-up, Morgan Park of Chicago with 51 points. And this year's state champions, the Wildcats of Evanston Township High School with 57 points in Class AA. Willie, the silver anniversary has been a thrill, and if this meet is any indication, the next 25 years are in great hands with the young ladies we've seen today.
I do hope so, and I hope the next 25 years will be just as exciting as the first.
At this time, Sports Channel would like to thank H. David Fry, Don Robinson, and all those at the Illinois High School Association for making this championship event possible. We'd also like to thank Dave Kidwell and Eastern Illinois University for their cooperation in the coordination of this event. This meet was produced and directed by Jim Corno Jr., graphics coordinator Matt Luke, remote facilities provided by Trio Video, coordinating producer Dave Turner, and our VP of programming at Sports Channel is Rex Lardner. Our next IHSA Championship event on Sports Channel comes your way this Saturday, May 31st, when Mike Lederman and Corky Layton cover the boys' tennis finals from Hersey High School in Arlington Heights. For Willie White and all of our Sports Channel crew saying so long, I'm Ann Penstow. Until next year.